gets really annoyed, sorry about that.
No, that's great. I'm going to ask a few questions. Just how close should I be to you guys?
Whatever you want.
Okay. I'm just kidding. Okay. How's your fan expo been so far?
It's been really good, thank you. Really good. Everyone's been. Thank you very much for coming to us performance today. Yeah, we've had a really great day. Everyone's been very friendly and just making ways. But yeah, it's been really nice, and everyone seems to be having a good time. But the running theme is, well, so you're here all weekend, and the ones who are like, yes, tomorrow's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming today. We're having good fun. So yeah.
Cool. Now, are people surprised when they meet you? Like, have you had anyone yet say, "Where's your red hair?"
Yeah. A lot of that. We get, normally we hear, you're a lot taller than I thought you'd be. Are you really English? And then, yeah, the other one we a lot of people hear is, oh, you dye your hair, my life's a lie. I daren't tell them we didn't actually fly broomsticks as well. Send them over the edge, but never mind.
What was that process like for you, all those years dyeing your hair? I mean, are you just so thankful you're au naturel right now?
I'm just thankful I've got hair.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so we're 14 when we first started doing the movies, and one of the first things we did when we were given the part, we told 3 friends that we were in the film. That was it, no one else, and their reaction was, no, you're not. No, we are, no, you're not. So we then went down to the studios for a read-through, which is when the whole cast get together and read through the script for the first time. And then after that, we then went and did a hair and makeup test. So they basically just painted some ginger on. And it kind of worked. But
It didn't work.
So they said, well, would you be up for dyeing your hair? Yeah, why not? Went back to school. Yeah, we're in this film, no, you're not. So then a week later, we go down to the studios again, had our hair dyed, looked in the mirror. I remember looking in the mirror like, ooh. And then I went to school the next day, and I got there on my own because I was a bit late. Never be late to school. And as I was going in, there was some up at like a 6th form, so like the 17, 18-year-old guys going to school, and these 2 girls were like, I swear we used to have brown hair. Okay. Walked in, and then my mates who I told I was in this film, they're like, okay, you're taking this too far. They didn't believe me, no, and then we just missed 9 months of school. Yeah, then we just missed 9 months, so yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I know that you guys toured so many different countries with the Harry Potter exhibition, which is amazing. What was that like for you? You know, the fan base obviously is so strong in so many countries, but I mean, this is worldwide. What was that like for you guys?
It was great to come to Toronto 5 years ago. Yeah, we were really lucky to be invited to these different places, and I think it's only when you do that you appreciate how big it is throughout the whole world. And it was really cool because North America was the first stop on the tour. So I wasn't just saying it, but when we came to Toronto, it was quite cool because they spoiled us rotten. We were able to go check out the Leafs play, we saw the Raptors play, and then when we weren't watching sport, we were like doing promotion stuff. Went to the top of like, the tower and all that, and then went down to the falls and went to a nice winery, which went down really well. So in the short, I think we were here for 5 days or so at the time. We sampled quite a bit of what Canada has to offer in that.
Nice. I know this is in Montreal, but did you try poutine?
No, I've only heard about this today, but we've got a similar thing in England, but it's not called poutine. It's not even sounding that nice. It's actually just cheesy chips and gravy.
No, we're pretty picky about the gravy, and it has to be cheese curds. Okay, somebody get these boys.
Yeah,
Please, Dad.
That was great. But no, I did actually get to see quite a bit else of the country as well. So we saw, let's say, went to Montreal before I came here. It's never been there, so big up to anyone from over there. And then last year, James and I were able, the year before, James and I were able to go to Calgary and Edmonton. Unfortunately, we did it in November, so that was...
Amazing.
If I was going to go back, it would be in the summer. I'm sure it's beautiful in the
It's
summer.
very beautiful in the summer. I mean, I wish it was as long as the winter, you know? But that's okay, that's okay. Well, we're very excited that you are here, and I'm sure so many people in this audience have questions, so this is what we're gonna do. We have Gordon right over here, and we also have Stefano right over here, so if you guys have some questions, I see them running. Please line up and we'll get to you guys as quickly and wow. Let me tell you, I've been doing candles for a few years and I've never seen this before. This is fantastic. Wow.
These better be good questions. I was going to say, are we going to have a massive tug of war or something? Snakes getting involved.
Gordon, you ready? Okay, you guys start off.
Hey guys. Hey. Does it work? Yep. Just shout.
Okay, out of the two of you, which one's better looking?
Me. Right. I'll say me. We're identical twins.
All right, so I got two questions. First question, Fred and George, put your hands up. Fred? George! All right, so second question. Your favorite shenanigans pulled on set during the actual filming of all of the Harry Potter in general. What's your most favorite shenanigans?
Right, well, unfortunately, we don't like the episode bullshit. There's a few what can't be told. But, they're fortunately playing jokers, we could always joke about and get away with it. Or in character, sorry. I think the one what I remember was when we had one of the makeup girls, who was a trainee. She pulled a prank on us one day. I can't remember what she did, like something. Right, that was it. So I thought, okay, how can we get them back? So we had a hiatus, a 6-week hiatus, and she went away to the coast in the UK. But she wouldn't shut us back going to this, going to Nuki, which is like a surface beach. So okay, great. And I was happened to be there a week before she was there. So I found out the address of a car park where she was staying. Anyway, cut long story short, we mapped out a full script of like where she parked the car, and called her up, pretended to be from the car parking agency. Basically informed her, and we recorded this whole conversation, and basically informed her, by the way, we only get in touch, it's your car registration plate, yes. Right, well, my job is to get in touch with you because your limit has just exceeded £1,000. We need to speak to you. And this is an 18-year-old girl who's just left school. First job, and she's an apprentice.
She's on an internship.
She's not getting paid for it. So we basically said to her, well, look, I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to repossess your car if you can't pay it. Yeah. And you can just hear it go quiet the other end. And we're looking through the window. She's just like, well, I don't know. I said, well, yeah. And we're doing it with a very smug voice. Well, I'm afraid, if you, what job do you do? She said, I'm a hairdresser. Well, you're going to have to cut a lot of hair to do it. Anyway, cut long story short, we said to her, well, look, do you want to appeal? Yes, I want to. Okay, great. So you can give me the number. Gave her a false phone number. I think it was for like childline or something like that. And then I said, well, if you want to send an email. Oh, great, okay. So I said, the email address is Mohammed Jafar at AU. Oh, do you want to spell it? Okay, so I spelled it O-L-I-V, and you read this here. O-L-I-V-E-R-P-H-E-L-P-S. Yeah, write this down. Yeah, write this down. At gotyou.com. Okay, so do you want to read that back? Oliver, you! And then ended up, and this is the day of Bluetooth, so you could Bluetooth it across the whole studio. So that was a long-winded answer.
one of the subjects I teach is English literature, and my students are obsessed with Harry Potter. And I was wondering if you guys would be willing to say a little message to my class as the personas of the Weasley twins.
Do you really want the Weasley twins? I mean, study for your exams, but you may not finish them.
Make sure. No, that's not a good one. Fred and George would say, stay in school.
You both got to get in there. You both got to get in there.
I've always thought futures lie outside the world of academia.
Academic.
I can't even speak. Stay in school.
Hello. So aside from each other, obviously, who has been your favorite member of the cast to work with?
No pressure.
The other two aren't here, are they? To be honest with you, we were so lucky for the huge array of people that were there. Rupert and Tom, we were good mates with them anyway, so they were always good laugh to work with. Adult-wise, as it were, when we were filming, Julie Walters, who played our mum, and Michael Gambon, they were really they were all amazing, but they in particular were really great with us. So, but I can't really give you just him, or just her. In general, we had a great camaraderie with everybody.
Were there any actors that you were intimidated by? Because there are, these well-known British actors that were working on the set with you guys.
Kind of. But only intimidated for literally the first second when they walk in.
Yeah.
I can remember when Gary Oldman walked into the hair and makeup bit, I was like... But he's a really nice guy, so that was... Again, they were very good at putting us all at ease, because we were all, just in awe of everybody. But all the adults, I think it just shows a true professional is one who engages with everyone else and puts everyone else at ease. So it was we learned a lot of how to act, and a lot of how to act around and on the set as well.
Gordon?
Hello.
Hello.
So the scene where George is mourning Fred's death in the entire...
Spoiler alert! Spoiler!
Buy the DVD.
The scene where George is mourning Fred's death as well as the rest
Rub it in, go on!
as well as the rest of the Weasleys. I've heard many things. One being that James, you fell asleep, and two, that there were some tears. Can we hear what really went on?
Both are true, actually. So, first of all, James did fall asleep.
Rehearsal.
And I was actually crying. It was a bit of both. One, because the way David, the director, told you is to make it real. So imagine, or go back to a time in your past when you've been in that situation, so like a family member's died, or something like that, which gets a bit, gets you going. And then before each take, we did 3 takes of it. One of the makeup girls would come up with a stick of eucalyptus powder, and she'd go, and that's like tear gas to your face. So that was where. But I've read some real crap on the internet, saying that we hugged, told each other we love each other. We actually left James on the floor and we went to bed. And that's what really happened.
I wanted to know what your funniest or most memorable fan encounter has been.
I don't know if they go in the same sentence, those ones. Funniest and most memorable. One was, we were at the Harry Potter theme park in Universal, and we were walking down, and basically we're doing a long story short, doing some press, going from one bit to another bit. And as we went past, there was a very, very famous basketballer. I won't say who, but a very, very, very famous basketballer, who is a very, very, very huge Harry Potter fan. Big and a big fan. And stuff. It's not Shaq. It's not Shaq. What?
Serious?
No.
It's Kobe Bryant.
Anyway, he was really cool and just chatting about it. So I was like, this is amazing. And he was, this is amazing. So that was very cool. Another one would be, we were filming in Newcastle, which is a town in the northeast of England. And we were filming there one day. And at night, a few of us went out to eat. And as we're walking down the road, these girls kind of walking up the road. Yeah, up the road. Walking, and then they clocked Oliver, myself, and a couple of the cast. And then they started going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and started chasing us. And we started running. So after about 5 minutes, we were all getting tired. And we were like, why are we running? Like, so we kind of stopped and looked, and we were like, hi. And they were like, oh my god, hi. Then they ran off, so then it was quite an experience.
Yes.
I was wondering what your tips or tips are for crying or laughing on command.
So, tips for crying. The eucalyptus stick. If you want to make a boy cry, then. And for laughing on set, you can kind of, it's amazing how, if you're in a relaxed environment, how easy it is to laugh and have a good, have a good joke. Especially with, like when you hang around with your mates. So when we were filming, the amount of retakes we had to do when we were filming with Rupert, crack up laughing for no reason at all. But I think laughing on cue, just think of something funny. And if dialogue is funny anyway, that's a lot easier to do. Or if something's happening in the scene, you can laugh a lot easier at it. So just use your imagination.
We both had an amazing idea that we would try and get both of you to do a short freestyle rap for everyone.
I'm into my metal, not really rap, so I can't really do that.
I'll tell you what, show us how to do it.
I didn't learn.
No, but freestyle. About
We were going to give you whatever
Fan
topic you
Expo.
want.
Fan Expo.
Come on, any topic you want.
Hey, everyone, we're at Fan Expo. We like it here, it's totally cool, and all the celebrities are here. It's totally awesome, it's totally cool. Want to hear your opinion though. Let's ask some questions at Q&A. Everyone, have a very nice day.
Fantastic.
So obviously, doing something as big as the Harry Potter franchise, I mean, that's a really big thing, and it takes a lot of your time. When you're done, you have to kind of look for something new, and you've got to, figure out what comes next. What was the best piece of advice that somebody gave you to step into something that wasn't necessarily Fred and George anymore?
It was really good advice, I remember it well. I don't know really, you kind of just go with it. Because you can't really predict what's going to happen, especially when you don't know where your next job's going. So I remember once chatting with Michael Gambon, and he just said, oh, just do it. Which is kind of the attitude I have about stuff, like, you just get on with it, have fun with it. And I think it did take a while not to be George on camera, because you have this mindset that you got a camera face and that you can mess about. Maybe not the right idea when a guy's, you're playing a character who's just being, I don't know, chased by the police or something. But yeah, so you kind of you almost have to step back and learn again what it is to be an actor, about pretending, making it real in your head. If you can visualise what you've got to do, then that's how you succeed. So, yeah, a long-winded answer. I didn't get one bit of advice per se, but there's a lot of different bits on the way.
Hi. Out of all the Weasley products, which one's your favorite?
Frank?
I mean, like, all the products that make the print.
Product? No, I said brothers. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I would say the Skiving snack boxes. Any product in there would be my favourite, especially the nosebleed nougat. I know you can say, you gotta get one. The nosebleed nougats would be my favourite. So I think that'd be quite funny to watch. Come on.
Mine would be from, in the movies, you see there's a big part where they do a pimple removal cream. And I think if I could bottle that, it would be the best-selling product of the time. I wouldn't even bother with a joke shop. You could open a cosmetic store. Or, knowing Fred and George, they'd sell one what gives you pimples. Yeah, that'd be really good. Yeah, exactly.
My question is did anyone ever mix you guys up on set, and did you use that to your advantage to make any pranks on anyone?
Yes, we did mix us up. Actually, Tom was one of the worst, actually. He still is, I reckon. But some of the crew did quite a lot. And there was one little story. There was one AD who was there for the first 4 movies, so that's 4 or 5 years of shooting. And she would say, I don't even remember it, but basically I've got a little mark there where I had chickenpox as a kid.
Don't pick chickenpox in. Or let your brother do it.
And so anyway, years later, she said to my dad, hey, James told me how to tell the difference between them, was because he got shot by a farmer. And an air gun. And my dad's like, what? No? So for 5 years, this lady thought that I'd been shot by a farmer. But Oliver wasn't, and he said, yes, because Oliver wasn't, he was more sensible not to go in a farm or something.
It would be, it's got to be the elder one, surely. Yeah.
Invisibility cloak. Definitely. Basically, I went to a Jays game the other day. And the only seat I could get was in the gods. I was like, I think I was just past the CN Tower. If you had a invisibility cloak, you could literally sit on the field. So yes, I would use it for all the right reasons.
In the books, all the characters have like a Patronus. What would your Patronus be?
In character or in
just
real
like
life?
Just real life.
Me?
Yeah.
I think mine would be a sloth. Just look over and you can just chilling out. That'll be me. Yeah, sloth. I love the word as well.
I'd be a hedgehog.
Why?
Because they're cute.
Very deep, guys.
Don't know if I have one. Who's yours?
I don't know.
I can't remember many decades. Steve!
I think when the stories go, when Alan Rickman was pulled aside by J.K. Rowling to be given deep, insight to Snape's character, did J.K. pull you two over to tell you more about Fred and George's character to help you sort of get a subscript for them?
Not really. She did actually mention where the characters, who they were based on, as it were, but not really where they're going or anything. The first time I was reading the last book, spoiler alert, I was reading the book. George, this is it. And I thought at the end, actually, I could have done a lot worse.
Death to your brother?
No, he found out. It was a quiet day in the Phelps.
Hi, so my question is, from all the magical creatures in the Harry Potter books, I guess, which is your favorite?
My favourite book would be The Prisoner of Azkaban.
And then creatures?
And the creature from the book.
My favourite creatures.
Mine would actually be creature. I think this is such a miserable start.
He's like Creature, he's like Oliver playing golf. It's just...
You're like the big spiders playing golf. Always in the trees.
So if there was another book or movie coming out of the Harry Potter series and you had a say in what it was about, what would you want to happen?
I think for one thing.
I would like there to be a long comedy series based in the joke shop. With George and Ron running it. Not that I'm personally driven by this at all. And I would have the safety alarm, if people ever steal anything, would be Fred's ghost.
First of all, James saying you love metal, that just made my day. I was just sitting here listening to Metallica. Yeah. Second of all, my question. Obviously, as twins, you were most suited to the Weasley twins, or maybe the Patel twins, but if you guys could pick a character other than the twins, who would you both like to play?
Mine would be Peeves.
Are you going to talk about?
This is Dobby.
I'm just wondering, because you played the Weasley twins for so long, how much of their character from the book influenced how you are now, or vice versa?
I think it depends on what environment you're in, really. Like this type of environment, it's quite easy to drop into that type of character, to a point. Don't worry, there's no explosions going. But yeah, it does seep into you, because we were playing these characters from the age of 14, which is kind of when you start learning who you are as a person. And you're being told, just mess about. Make these people laugh, do this, do that. So that does seep into your mindset a bit, and that you do get a bit of a, say there's a sign that says, don't go this way, even though it's clearly the best way to get there. So I think stuff like that is like the characters, or I'm just
I'm just lazy, that's the main thing. For me, they definitely rubbed off, because just doing this right now would have scared the living hell out of me back in the day. When we first started filming, I was very shy and quite, just shy, that's what I describe it. And I was always, not sulky, I didn't mean to sulk, but I was kind of like a visual, not for any reason either.
But I always remember we were on the...
Shut up, I'm telling you a story.
Maybe a good one.
So anyway, I was very shy and very kind of a bit. I say this would scare the hell out of me. And then, but playing the part of Fred, kind of you have to be outgoing because if you're trying to play the class clown isn't the guy in the back kind of just sulking. He's the guy at the back laughing. So that's where I kind of thought, well, I was doing that at work anyway, and I thought I'm going to give this a try in general, and I did, and I'd say it is a great thing to do because I'm being a lot more upbeat, and I laugh a lot more as well, so I'd recommend it to anybody. We've got the DVD, and definitely it was, I think just having fun. Like, life's too short to be serious all the time.
Hi, I just wanted to know what your best and worst moments on the set of Harry Potter were.
Let's start with the worst moments. No, my best moment would be in the fourth movie when we're all they had the Yule Ball, and unfortunately you guys didn't get to see this bit because for some legality reason they had to get rid of it. But they had the Weird Sisters, and they had a concert in the Great Hall. They had a stage setter bigger than this, and they had basically Radiohead with Jarvis Cocker, and we were like, okay, this is pretty cool. And they played a gig, one take, and they just played all this different stuff. And they said to us like, start a mosh pit. Just drop your shoulders on people, and then they had Warwick Davis crowd surfing. And we didn't know what was going to happen. They had all these speakers at the back of this, where basically the stages, where all the teachers sit, that was the stage, and they had loads of speakers. And at one point, all the speakers started shooting smoke out. It's absolutely amazing.
In the Great Hall.
In the Great Hall. So I'm sorry that it was one of those you had to be there stories, but that's my favourite.
Obviously, you leave me with the sad bit.
Yeah. Make everyone cry.
I don't know, but I'm very fortunate. I don't really have any sad days, if that makes sense, because we're all such a big group of mates. So I've had a good laugh all the time.
Did you have the last day?
Did I have a last day?
You've spoken. It was, actually, I'll tell you what.
Alright, no, you take it.
I think the last day of filming was pretty weird, because we knew that that was it, because the next day they were bulldozing these studios. And so we're waiting to film this scene, and there's a scene where Fred and George are talking to each other, overlooking Voldemort's army turning up. So we said, yeah, you're right, type thing. And that was the weirdest one, because we knew that we'd never, ever film ever again for Harry Potter. As I say, there's a JCB digger right outside, ready to tear this thing down. And we were like, okay, this is it. 10 years gone.
God, you're going on the heartstrings here,
Yes, that was the saddest day in Harry Potter for me.
Well, thanks for night.
Hi, since you played the VC trends for so long, can you tell us a joke?
Okay, I heard it really bad, like, it shouldn't be repeated. Okay, I got it. So, there's two slugs in a race. Okay, the one. so I'll have a look. So the doctor goes up to him and takes off his shirt. He says, "You look a bit sluggish."
It's a snail! 2 snails, damn it! No, you said snakes! I can't think of any which are clean, so I'm sorry.
Hi guys, I just want to say that I have the same birthday as your characters do, so April Fool's, best day of the year, in my opinion. Okay. Also, I happen to be a big fan of like other Harry Potter off sort of fan created stuff, like the Harry Potter musical fan fiction, Harry Potter Phelps. What's your opinion on that kind of stuff? And if you were to create your own Harry Potter fan fiction, who would you pair together?
Oh, this is gonna get good.
I'm sound pretty boring and political here, but I don't really read that stuff because I only go on what the stuff that Joe's written and all that, so I kind of just use that as what is. And pairing people together, I don't know. That's another joke.
Are you thinking?
I'm thinking of a joke. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't read that fan fiction. I've learned a long time ago, don't. Yeah, things get weird.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering, which scene in the Harry Potter films did you have the most fun filming?
Loads. There's more answers to that. I would say in the Goblet of Fire, when Fred and George put their name into the tribes, that was really fun to do because we got to do our own stunts to a degree. We wanted to do the full way of being held up in the air and then back on the floor. But they said, no, we've got stunt guys for this. Well, okay. Yeah. So they did, and eventually, so we watched the stunt guys do it, and the guy playing me actually dislocated his elbow. So I was kind of like, that could have been me. And then we went from there, and then Mike, the director, said, right, so you guys have a fight with each other now. And this is when we've had these, like the wigs and the huge grey beards come on. And these things are worth, I'm trying to think what it is in Canadian, let's say 10 grand. Like, yeah, 10,000 Canadian dollars. And so you can see, and so the director's saying have a fight, and the hair and makeup people are like, no. Just hit him on the arm, don't do anything. But that was really good fun, but we weren't doing it correctly. And so the director said, right, you want to fight me? So I was like, all right, I will. And so Oliver literally threw the director of the...
No. He jumps on me, and Mike is a big guy.
So Oliver threw Mike off him, and the most important man on the film set, and Oliver broke his rib.
Bruised his rib. So yeah, he had to go to the, he went to the doctors about that. Yeah. But actually, while he was at the doctor's, there was a lady who went in. Yes! And she kind of shows him, she says, Doctor, I'm having a terrible time. My husband's having chest pains. So the doctor says, right, okay, well, give him these pills. Have on Monday, skip Tuesday. Have on Wednesday, skip Thursday. Have on Friday, come back Monday. So she comes back the following week. She says, so how's your husband? She says, terrible, doctor, he died. Sorry, was it the tablets? She says, no, it was the skipping.
On behalf of the Phelps family, I want to apologise for that effort. Okay, yeah.
I tried. Go on, you try.
Don't know, you guys guest judged a
performance, well, a competition on King of the Nerds, which included them going down a zip line with a boom between their legs, aiming paintballs at targets. How did you think of their performance, and do you think you could have done better than them?
We had a go, actually.
Yeah. Basically, for those who don't know, Oliver and I were on a game show in the UK called King of Nerds. Right? And Oliver and I, they asked, do you want to come down for a day and judge the contestants? And they set up this zip wire where they had to fly down with a broomstick, dumping stuff into targets, is that right? Yeah. It was over a year ago when we did it sometime. But I remember the one guy got caught up there, didn't he? He wasn't very...
Yeah, he was squeaking, he was having quite a high voice. Poor little fella. No, it was good, it was good. I think they did a good job though, it was very fun. But everyone look out for that show.
Are you ever sad when people can't tell you apart?
Can you tell us about right now? No, don't worry. We've been called a lot worse things than are you James, are you Oliver, so I'm kind of used to it. We're 29 now, and my whole life people get used to me thinking I'm James, which sometimes it comes in handy. We have a game sometimes when we go to like a charity benefit dinner. We'll like you get an iPad on the table and you can bid for silent auction prices. And James didn't know it at the time, but we were playing a game. And at the end of the night, James was the proud owner of a huge, it was a big frame full of, I guess you guys had baseball cards years ago, but they were in cigarette packets, like little trading cards. But these were cricketers from the 1900s, which I got, and James ended up having to pay it because he was on. It was very nice because I got it as a Christmas present. So sometimes having a twin brother comes in handy.
Did you have any specific routines that you did or something weird that you did to prepare for your characters?
I dyed my hair ginger. And the eyebrows. That was the worst part, actually. The eyebrows were the worst part.
Especially if you leave it to an intern.
Yeah. Oliver actually had his eyebrows burnt off having them dyed by the intern, which left not too long.
If everyone else with a weird head don't have eyebrows. So you just see like the makeup lady come in and go, how long is it? So for about a week I had like little ginger drawn on. It's quite good when you go home so you could do like an angry face.
But in regards to getting in character, to be honest, I think the only time I actually had to properly prepare was if we're doing quite a morbid scene, like if the characters were supposed to be quite sad. But that was
Dumbledore popped in.
Sorry? Dumbledore popped in. Yeah, that was
Spoiler.
I'd say that was the one part was when you've got to be serious, especially with Rupert as well, because we would always giggle like the schoolgirls. So, but in regards to anything else, we're pretty good because we were able just to have fun. That was pretty much what we're always encouraged to do.
Hey guys, so the Weasley twins were my favorite characters throughout the entire series. And when Fred died, I got so mad I actually threw my book out the window. And I got my friend to go get it and it was raining. Which two characters' death, besides Fred, emotionally affected you? Serious now.
Apart from Fred. Poor lad.
Can I just go away from it and I'll just say Fred, because it was actually pretty... it was a bit of a thing for me.
Did you give me heads up or?
No, I had no idea. It was the book came out and I was in Japan at the time. I was on a bit of a holiday touring around and I was on the bullet train going down there. And it's actually a true story. I was reading when it came to it. And then I was literally at the time I read what happened, I was like, I don't know. And then I'm going through all these really mixed emotions without being dramatic and pathetic. It was literally like reading that a mate of mine had died. It was really, that surprised me. Not only was I surprised by what happened in the book, but I was then surprised that I was feeling surprised that this was going on. So I'm going through all this. Meanwhile, the ticket inspector, ticket. I was like, hang on, mate, you've just died here. Chill out. Which is, so that's going to itch in my memory. So when we got to the town that we were staying the night, I kind of got up and I was just a bit like, oh, that sucks. But yeah, so, sorry, I've got to say Phelps. Sorry, I was getting reaction. Next question.
I have 2 questions. The first question is, what is the weirdest thing that you have ever seen a fan of Harry Potter do?
My signature, that's good. But cool.
And my second question is, do you solemnly swear that you are up to
Best question of the day, that.
Mischief management.
Oh, good job.
Okay, so I actually have 2 questions as well. And my first one is, did you guys ever switch and play each other's roles on set? And if so, did anyone ever notice?
No and no. Basically, we did for a rehearsal of a Great Hall scene, and the camera is looking at everybody in the whole crowd, like all 500 people in the room. And Oliver and I were sitting like that, and then we decided for rehearsal, that was it. That was the only time we ever switched. And we stupidly told a reporter this once. But now, apparently,
from a weird student blogging site who wanted to make a story.
Well, God knows where it came from, but then next thing you know, apparently we were caught switching roles all the time, had to reshoot half the second movie. And we got written letters from Warner Brothers and all this stuff. Just to put the record straight, we were very professional. So, yes, unfortunately, though we did sometimes fill in for each other if one was poorly on a day. So, that'd be about it.
Okay.
How did they decide who was going, or who and how did they decide who was going to play Fred and who was going to be George? And then once they decided and you died, did you think, oh, I wish I was George?
I only hope everyone here has seen or read the last one.
That's good. That's really good actually, because when we read the script, the first script through, and it was the first real movie script I'd ever read. So I was like, wow, that's cool. And they said you have to go for the read-through, which is where basically all the characters sit in a room around a big table with the director and the writer and the producers, and you read your part through, so they can gauge timing with the film and everything. So it's the first time we met half the cast as well, and we were sat there and we were like, well, we still don't know who's who. Quite shy lads, never done this before. Like, Janet, who's the casting director, she said like, I said, who's Fred and George? She went, good. No, you're kidding, right? So you see her walk around the room, and she goes into Chris Columbus, director, David Heyman, the producer, and J.K. Rowling. And you see them talk around, and they look down and then go back up, and she comes, yeah, James, you're Fred, Oliver, you're George. So we like to think that what happened was, oh, can you not remember that massive conference call we had in Burbank? But more than likely they went, no. But I was really glad that I was George.
Okay, so you guys had the Marauders map for all of Fred and George did. Do you think if you had Harry's invisibility cloak, you would have been able to play better pranks, or do you think you did well without it?
I don't think it probably would have hurt, but they seem to do pretty well without. And I think it's part of it, isn't it, really? if you get caught, you get caught. Not that I've done any of this, that's perfectly clear.
Are there any characters that you guys have always wanted to play, either as twins or solo?
I've always thought about a show where you could have a load of, not just twins, but triplets, like multiple births. Because the DNA structure is the same in terms of blood and all that. So you could have people with a totally alias life, and they're all villains. They're all villains. And they've got an alibi. So if they get caught, they're like, well, no, it can't be him because he was seen. So I'd love to do a really long, successful series of that. With no jokes that I write myself. Apart from that time, man goes to the doctor.
Do you ever get kind of annoyed when people refer to you guys as the twins rather than like separate people?
Yes, actually. I'm going to make a stand right now. To be honest, it's something that I'm used to from the year that I can doc. But we were always raised as individuals. We were never referred to as the twins. And so much so, normally, if someone tries to be smart and calls twins or twin, I ignore them. That's not my name. I call them something else back. Or call them something else back. But yeah, it's like, I mean, I know it's just ignorance. It's not real.
I always remember doing an interview once and someone said, so what's it like being a twin? And the first thing in my head I wanted to was, what's it like being an idiot? And yeah, it's just one of those stigmas, I suppose. Like that thing, do you feel it if he gets hurt? Only on my fist. Slam on that.
I'm so sorry to be the one to say this, but we only have time for one more question.
Pressure.
Okay. Hi, so could you just quickly say hi to my sister Caitlin?
Is that the question? That's the
not
last
the question. That's not the
That could be
question.
the last question.
Hi, Caitlin. You alright?
And you said that on the set that you didn't switch places a lot. So did you like never switch places? Because you're wasting something.
Did you not just hear the last answer?
No, we really didn't swap places when we were filming.
Like ever.
Oh, Emma, do we swap it? Yeah. Yeah, we always do that. Legally, have I ever been James?
Yeah, a couple of times. But the worst one, well, the only thing I can relate to it's not me, so I'm trying to make this interesting. The guys that, they were more like Fred and George than we were at our school. Basically in our year group at school, I think there was 4 sets of twins. So there's something in the water and I were And the one guy was really good at cricket and the other guy was really good at science. And both of their exams fell on the same day. And they both switched. So the one guy who was good at cricket played cricket as his brother. And the other guy who was good at science took the science exam for his brother.
But they had a rap.
Well, the one guy went into school the next day to be told, why are you here? You're suspended. So it turns out the cricket player had a row with the umpire. Yeah, so we learned then, never trust your brother.
Okay, and I was just kidding. We have time for one more question.
Hi. She just asked about the other roles, so I'm going to switch it up and say, would either of you ever want to be on Doctor Who?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool when you come to these, when you come to conventions and stuff, you realise that you're kind of in your own bubble, in a pot of bubble for us in these things. But it's only when you come to these things you realise how big other fandoms are and what they mean to other people. And when you see that impact, you can relate to it that, okay, we've had a slight part in someone's life, and if you could be part of it in another sense, that would be good. Maybe he's a really good Doctor Who bad guy. Or 2.
Good question.
Yeah, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for staying late with us tonight. I know it's getting off. It's Friday night. But no, seriously, thank you very much for coming and making us feel so welcome here in Toronto. It's really good to be here, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Yeah, and we hope, for both of us, we just want to say it's been really cool to share the evening with so many of you. So have a really good day and a good evening, and we'll probably see you all tomorrow.